Sex is great, guys. Sex is enjoyable, and obviously, great sex is even greater, and lots of people are having sex. So, what are the risks associated with sex? We know that obviously, I would say that the time to have sex is once you're old enough to have sex. Now that's a debatable thing, but I think once you are an adult, then yeah, you can have sex. But we know that younger and younger, both girls and boys are having sex. And we know that on average, usually boys have sex earlier than their first encounter is earlier than girls by about a year. So we should again be speaking about sex to them. But what are the risks associated with it? Everybody knows about sexually transmitted infections. And in South Africa, we have a problem with HIV, but HIV is not the only one. There are other more common sexually transmitted infections, gonorrhea, chlamydia. I mentioned those two specifically because those cause a special kind of infection that we call PID, or pelvic inflammatory disease, that can actually damage your womb and your tubes, and that can cause problems later on because it can block your tubes. STIs are not the only ones. Obviously, the other unwanted consequence is unplanned pregnancy. And we know that if you fall pregnant and you are younger, so teenage years, you're at increased risk of dying, basically. It increases your mortality, it increases your risks during pregnancy. So again, I say wait until you're old enough, an adult, to start having sex. I think the other one obviously has to do with the psychology of things. There are a few studies that have been done looking at self-image perceptions in teenagers after having sexual intercourse, and it was found that they usually have a negative self-image. So we can't overlook that. So you should wait till you're old enough to have sex.